Have you ever felt like your legs just don't belong to you anymore? Every step feels heavier, the stairs seem taller, and some mornings, just standing up feels like a challenge. I have a dear friend named Gerald. He's 67, a gentle man who used to walk every morning, take his grandkids to the park, and loved mowing his lawn just to feel the sun on his back. But one day, he looked at me and said, quietly, "My legs, they're just not the same anymore. I don't get it. I eat well. I take my vitamins. So why do they feel weaker every day?" That question hit me hard. Because Gerald isn't alone. Every day, millions of older adults across America feel their legs losing strength. Not because they're not taking care of themselves, but because they're doing things they thought were right, that are quietly working against them. And the scariest part? You, or someone you love, might be taking 2 vitamins that seem like miracle pills, but are slowly damaging your muscles, joints, and circulation. In today's video, you'll discover the 2 common vitamins that may be weakening your legs, and why taking them the wrong way can silently steal your strength. The hidden mistakes in your daily meals that lead to muscle loss, poor balance, and reduced mobility. And most importantly, how to take back control, so your legs can carry you forward, strong and steady, even beyond 60. We worry about our heart, our liver, our memory, but we forget that our legs carry us through every moment, every adventure, every connection in life. The last thing you want is to lose your freedom just because of a vitamin or a slice of bread with breakfast. But here's the good news. It's not too late. If you're looking for answers, if you want to regain strength, independence, and dignity as you age, walk this path with me today. Because your legs, when cared for the right way, can still take you to wonderful places ahead. Some changes come so quietly, we don't even notice until it's too late. At first, it's just a little stiffness when standing too long. Then, climbing stairs feels a bit more exhausting than before. And one day, you realize the cozy armchair where you've enjoyed your morning books for years suddenly feels like a challenge just to get out of. And you think to yourself, well, I guess this is just part of getting older. But the truth is, it's not that simple. After age 60, the body begins a natural process called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass. On average, we lose 3 to 5% of our muscle every decade after turning 50, especially in the legs. It doesn't just make us weaker, it affects our balance, reaction time, and ultimately, our independence. But sarcopenia isn't a life sentence, because how fast or how slow this decline happens depends largely on how we live, what we eat, how we move, and yes, what we put into our bodies. Linda's story. When vitamins do more harm than good. Let me tell you about Linda, a 72-year-old woman from Iowa. She was once active, gardening daily, taking care of her 3 grandkids. But slowly, she started skipping the walks. Just a few stairs left her breathless, and even standing steady in the shower became risky. Linda was confused. She ate regularly, she took her vitamins every morning. Just to be safe, she would say. But after a full health checkup, the doctor found her body was severely lacking protein. Her vitamin D and calcium levels were imbalanced, and most surprisingly, she was overdosing on vitamin A, unknowingly consuming it from multiple sources. The very supplements she trusted to keep her strong were quietly robbing her of mobility. The bigger lesson behind a small decline. Weak legs are not just a sign of aging. They are a mirror reflecting every choice you've made for your body. For years, from the bread you eat each morning, to the pill you take, hoping it'll keep you strong. Our legs don't complain. They simply carry us, silently, faithfully, until the day they can't anymore. And here's the most concerning part. Some vitamins, the ones we take with the best intentions, are quietly working against the very strength we're trying to preserve. They don't just weaken muscles, they hurt joints, damage circulation, and slowly chip away at your confidence to move freely. So, which vitamins are silently harming your legs? And why are these so-called supplements draining your strength instead of restoring it? Stay with me, because the answers might just change how you walk into the next chapter of your life. We've always believed if a little bit of something is good, then more must be even better. So every morning we take our supplements, a multivitamin, a calcium pill, some vitamin D, maybe an omega capsule, collagen, or something the kids gave us and said, take this, it'll help you stay strong. We take them because we want to live long, live well, and live independently. But sometimes, those very pills might be quietly nudging us closer to fatigue, pain, and weakness. Not all vitamins are safe in excess. Most people don't realize that there are two main categories of vitamins. Water-soluble vitamins, like B and C, are usually excreted when there's too much. Fat-soluble vitamins, like A, D, E, and K, are stored in your liver and fat tissues and don't flush out easily. So when you take high doses of these vitamins, especially from multiple sources, pills, fortified foods, unregulated supplements, your body can't self-regulate anymore. And the result? You could develop hypervitaminosis, a form of vitamin toxicity. This can lead to muscle cramps, joint stiffness, soft tissue inflammation, and a gradual decline in leg strength and mobility. Harold's story. When careful becomes dangerous, Harold, 74, is a retired finance professional from Minnesota. A cautious man who never missed his daily vitamins, especially the ones marketed for bone and joint health. His morning routine included a multivitamin, 5,000 IU of vitamin D, a cod liver oil capsule rich in vitamins A and D, and a bowl of fortified cereal, also high in vitamins A, D, and E. Without realizing it, Harold was consuming nearly double the recommended upper limit for older adults every single day. A year later, the symptoms began. Persistent headaches, calf cramps, difficulty standing up from his favorite chair. After some testing, his doctor diagnosed him with vitamin A and D toxicity, which had caused a calcium imbalance and muscle inflammation. The gentle reminder, we often think taking supplements is a way to protect ourselves. But the truth is, used improperly, they can become barriers between us and the strength, mobility, and freedom we seek as we age. Not everything labeled healthy is safe. More is not always better, and natural doesn't always mean harmless. Especially for fat-soluble vitamins like A and D, high doses without proper testing or medical guidance can do more harm than good. Remember, vitamins are tools, not magic. Used wisely, they support. Used carelessly, they silently harm. Now you understand. Just because something sounds healthy doesn't mean it's harmless when misused. But here's the shocking part. Two of the most common vitamins taken by seniors every single day are actually the ones silently draining muscle strength and making your legs feel heavier, slower, and unsteady. Which two are they? Let's take a closer look, starting with the first, vitamin A. There's no doubt, vitamin A is essential for your health. It supports vision, strengthens your immune system, and helps maintain healthy skin. But here's the thing. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, meaning it doesn't flush out easily like vitamin C or B. Instead, it builds up in your liver and fat tissues, and when there's too much, it starts to cause the problems you probably wouldn't expect. Early signs of vitamin A overload may include persistent muscle aches, stiff joints, trouble walking or standing up, and most noticeably, loss of strength and endurance in your legs. Why does this happen? Because excess vitamin A can trigger inflammation in your muscles, interfere with the absorption of calcium and magnesium, and disrupt your body's natural coordination and balance. Diane's story. Too much of a good thing. Diane, 69, from Oregon, used to be a preschool teacher. Concerned about aging gracefully, she took her supplements religiously, especially those beauty vitamins that promised glowing skin and shiny hair. Her daily routine included a high-dose vitamin A capsule, a cod liver oil supplement, and she regularly ate animal liver, believing it was good for her blood. Over the course of a year, she began to feel chronic back pain, weakness in her legs, and even had a fall in the bathroom because she lost her balance. Her blood tests revealed her vitamin A levels were more than twice the recommended upper limit, and her liver function was already showing signs of stress. A gentle reminder: vitamin A can be your friend if you keep a healthy distance. When it comes from natural foods like carrots, pumpkin, or dark leafy greens, it's safe, well-regulated, and beneficial. But when you stack multiple sources, from pills, fortified foods, and vitamin-rich dishes, you might unknowingly push your body into silent toxicity. Your body doesn't need more, it needs just enough, and the right kind. Strong legs don't come from taking extra, they come from choosing wisely. If vitamin A can silently weaken your muscles and joints, then what other essential vitamin could be affecting you just as much or even more? The answer is vitamin D, often praised as the sunshine vitamin. It's often called the key to healthy aging. Praised for its role in strong bones, a robust immune system, and even a better mood. And yes, a deficiency in vitamin D can lead to fatigue, muscle weakness, and bone loss. But here's what most people don't tell you. When taken the wrong way, in the wrong dose, vitamin D can silently shift from helpful to harmful, and your legs may end up paying the price. The hidden risk of overdoing vitamin D. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, vitamin D is fat-soluble. That means it builds up in your fat tissues and liver instead of being flushed out easily. When you take too much, it raises calcium levels in your blood, a condition called hypercalcemia. And from there, a chain reaction begins. Muscle cramps and tightness, especially in the calves and thigh, a tingling in hands and feet, difficulty walking or standing up, soft tissue calcification, affecting tendons, ligaments, and knees, and over time, strain on your kidneys, which regulate minerals and remove waste. The twist? Most overdose cases come not from medical treatment, but from people trying to stay ahead of aging without ever checking their blood levels. Martin's story: when good advice goes too far. Martin, 68, lives in sunny Arizona. He watched a TV segment that said, vitamin D prevents fractures and Alzheimer's, so he began taking 10,000 IU every day, 4 times the recommended dose. He never got his blood tested. At first, he felt sharper, more upbeat, but within months, the signs showed up. Nightly leg cramp, a heavy, weighted feeling in his calves, discomfort just standing up from a chair, Blood tests revealed high calcium levels, calcification around his knee, joints, and mild kidney impairment. The diagnosis: chronic vitamin D toxicity. He had to stop all supplements, change his diet, and it took over 6 months before his legs felt normal again. A gentle lesson: vitamin D needs light and limits. Vitamin D is vital, especially for seniors, but how much you need depends entirely on your body, not on a one-size-fits-all tip. Step 1. Get a blood test to check your 25-OHD levels. Then, and only then, decide on the right supplement dose. In most cases, 800 and 2000 IU day is enough, or even simpler. 15 minutes of morning sunlight does wonders. And don't forget, if you already eat fortified cereals, vitamin D, enriched milk, or fatty fish like salmon, you're already getting a significant boost. Vitamin D is like the sun. It gives life, but too much of it, and you get burned. Now you've seen the darker side of two so-called miracle vitamins, A and D, that when misused can quietly erode your strength from the inside out. But vitamins aren't the only factor at play. There's something most of us love, whether it's in a warm slice of banana bread, a scoop of creamy ice cream, or a cup of sweet tea after dinner. Sugar, sweet, soothing, comforting. But for your legs after 60, sugar may not be as sweet as it seems. When you indulge in a sugary dessert, your body responds almost instantly. 1. Blood sugar spikes, prompting the pancreas to release insulin. 2. Constant high insulin levels weaken muscle cells' ability to use energy effectively. 3. This leads to muscle fatigue and slower recovery after physical activity. 4. Sugar also triggers chronic inflammation, especially in muscles and joints, causing pain in the knees, calves, and ankles without a clear reason. On top of that, sugar contributes to weight gain, especially around the belly, and every extra pound puts about 4 more pounds of pressure on your knees with every step. Clara's story. From sweet treats to sore legs. Clara, 73, a retired music teacher from New York, enjoyed her golden years, playing the piano, reading, and baking, her favorite pastime. Each morning, a slice of banana bread with jam. After lunch, a little ice cream or a cookie. It's just a little treat, she'd say with a smile. But within a year, she noticed her legs tired more quickly. Her knees ached and her calves felt tight each morning. A nutritionist helped her uncover the truth. She was consuming 70 to 80 grams of sugar daily, almost double the recommended limit for older adults. Her insulin levels were elevated, a warning sign of pre-diabetes and silent muscle inflammation. Once she reduced sugar and switched to low-sugar fruits and whole grains, Clara felt lighter, stronger, and even slept better. Small lesson: sugar sweetens the tongue, but sours the legs. You don't have to give up all sweets. Food is joy too, but awareness and limits matter. Try swapping. Cookies, fresh fruit with cinnamon. Sweet tea, unsweetened herbal tea or water with citrus. Ice cream, Greek yogurt with berries. Every spoonful of sugar you skip today is a stronger step tomorrow. But sugar isn't the only culprit. There's another favorite, crispy, savory, and golden, that slowly clogs your vessels, starves your muscles, and weakens your legs. Fried food. No one needs to explain the joy. Golden chicken thighs with a crunchy crust. A hot plate of French fries with a sprinkle of salt and ketchup on the side. They remind us of youth, comfort, and convenience. But here's what you may not expect. Even one serving of fried food a day can start weakening your leg's ability to carry your body. Fried foods, especially those deep-fried or cooked in reused oil, are loaded with trans fats and saturated fats. These two types of fats bring three major harms. 1. Trigger chronic inflammation, especially in knees, ankles, and calves. 2. Clog small blood vessels, reducing oxygen and nutrient flow to your muscles. 3. Contribute to belly fat, which adds more burden to your lower body. Even more concerning, they slow down muscle recovery, making you feel drained after just a short walk. Raymond's story. When lunch became a burden, Raymond, 66, looked fit and active. He still worked part-time, played golf on weekends, and was a loyal fan of fried chicken from his favorite local spot, his lunch paradise. Every day, a box of fried wings, fries, and a soda. Just one meal, he'd tell his wife. I don't smoke or drink. Then the signs came. His legs felt tired. His knees ached when he stood for long. One day, carrying groceries up the porch steps, his knee gave out. Tests revealed high blood fat levels, signs of inflammation in the knees, poor circulation in the lower limbs. The nutritionist pointed to one major cause. Trans fats from his daily fried lunch were damaging his blood vessels and starving his muscles. Small lesson. Choose foods that love your legs. You can still enjoy crispiness, just in smarter ways. Use an air fryer. Cook with olive, avocado, or canola oil in small amounts, or simply bake instead of deep fry. Remember, when you eat healthy, your legs eat healthy too, because they're fueled from within. From sugar to frying, we've covered two everyday temptations that silently sap your strength. But there's another sneaky saboteur, one that greets millions of Americans every morning at the breakfast table. A soft, fluffy slice of white bread. It smells warm, feels light, toasted and topped with butter or jam. It seems like the perfect, harmless breakfast. But have you ever noticed, a few hours after eating it, you feel sluggish, your legs heavy, your motivation low? Or when standing from your chair, your legs tremble just a little? Here's the truth. That innocent-looking white bread could be silently stealing your strength and stability. White bread is made from refined flour, stripped of most fiber, vitamins, and minerals. It's a high glycemic carb, which means 1. It spikes blood sugar quickly. Your body floods with insulin. 2. Sugar crashes soon after, leaving you fatigued and unsteady. 3. Repeating this cycle weakens your body's energy balance, leading to tired, shaky legs. Also, white bread meals lack protein and healthy fats, causing muscle loss over time, especially in thighs and calves. The story of Mr. Steve. From toast to trouble, walking Mr. Steve, a 70-year-old retiree from Pennsylvania, lived a simple life. For over a decade, his favorite breakfast never changed. 2 slices of white toast with butter and strawberry jam, paired with a comforting cup of coffee. Light on the stomach, easy to digest, he'd say with a smile. But recently, something felt off. He noticed his legs weren't as steady. Getting up from the couch required a push with both hands. Even a short trip to the grocery store left his legs tingling and weak after just 10 minutes. A visit to a nutritionist revealed the truth. His daily breakfast lacked protein, fiber, and essential nutrients. And worse, the sudden spike and drop in his blood sugar each morning left him feeling drained and unstable. After just 2 months of switching to a whole grain toast, a boiled egg, and a small avocado, along with light morning stretches, Steve felt stronger, steadier, and more energized on his feet. Small lesson, big impact. A solid breakfast leads to solid steps. They say, you are what you eat. That's never truer than in your golden years. One slice of bread can fuel your body or quietly steal your strength. Instead of white bread, try whole grain toast or oats, add eggs, avocado, Greek yogurt or hummus, and toss in a handful of greens or low-sugar fruits. Breakfast doesn't have to be fancy, it just needs to nourish you the right way so your legs can carry you through the day with confidence. From sweet treats to white bread, from fried indulgences to foods that only look healthy, so many of our daily choices quietly chip away at our freedom to move. And now, let's talk about another common companion. Familiar, cozy, and often shared over dinner parties and quiet evenings. A glass of wine, a chilled beer, a small nightcap. But could alcohol really affect your legs the way some people say it does? A little glass of wine at dinner, a cold beer at the family cookout, a sip of whiskey on a chilly night. For many, alcohol is a comforting ritual, a gentle joy after a long day. Sometimes it's even tied to beautiful memories. But did you know that as we age, our bodies become less able to process alcohol, and our legs are often the first to feel the impact? After age 60, your body processes alcohol more slowly, holds less water, meaning alcohol becomes more concentrated, and has less lean muscle to buffer its effects. The result? Even just 1-2 drinks a day can lead to 1. Dehydration and electrolyte imbalance, leading to cramps, numbness, and aching knees. 2. Poor absorption of vital minerals like calcium, magnesium, and potassium, essential for strong muscles and steady nerves. 3. Slower muscle recovery after movement, making your legs weaker over time. 4. Liver strain, which disrupts the metabolism of vitamins A and D, both key to leg strength and function. And when alcohol interacts with medications, vitamins, or supplements, the risks multiply, quietly but dangerously. The story of Mr. Benjamin, when just a little becomes a barrier to movement. Mr. Benjamin, 72, prided himself on living a healthy life. He ate well, did gentle yoga every morning, and took daily walks in the local park. But for 30 years, he held on to one habit, a glass of red wine each night. He believed it was good for his heart, and that's not entirely wrong until something changed. Lately, his legs had started to feel heavier. His knees trembled slightly on the stairs. One evening, after dinner and his usual glass of wine, he stood up and nearly fell. Tests revealed slightly reduced liver function, low levels of magnesium and potassium, and early signs of muscle loss in his legs. After giving up alcohol for 3 months and focusing on protein, hydration, and key minerals, his legs began to regain their strength. Small lesson. No sip is truly harmless. After 60. Drinking isn't inherently bad, but in your later years, the amount and frequency matter more than ever. If you choose to drink, stick to no more than 1 small glass, 5 Oz wine, or 12 Oz beer. Avoid daily consumption, always pair it with food, and never drink while taking medications unless cleared by your doctor. Most importantly, listen to your body after each drink. Aging is a time to live more deeply, not to compromise your mobility for momentary pleasure, because sometimes What we think is just a little ends up taking a lot, and it's not just alcohol or sugar. There's another food group, hugely popular, incredibly convenient, that may be shrinking your muscles, inflaming your joints, and silently stealing your strength. We live in an age of speed, convenience, and shortcuts. A pack of instant noodles takes just 3 minutes. A frozen dinner is ready with a push of a microwave button. A slice of deli meat, a hot dog, or a can of tuna becomes a full meal in under 5 minutes. For many older adults, especially those living alone or not up for cooking, this feels like the perfect solution. But here's the truth no one talks about. That very convenience might be slowly shortening the lifespan of your legs, meal by meal, day by day. Processed meats like sausages, cold cuts, ham, and canned fish, along with instant meals, ramen, and soup mixes, often contain excessive sodium, salt, leading to water retention, swollen legs, high blood pressure, and restricted blood flow to the muscles. Preservatives and additives like nitrates, MSG, and artificial flavors, triggering chronic inflammation and nerve dysfunction, making your legs feel weak, shaky, or unsteady. Little to no quality protein, depriving your muscles of the nutrients they need, eventually causing muscle loss over time. Lack of fiber and essential vitamins, leaving you full but undernourished. And because these foods are salty and often addictive, you may eat more than your body needs without even noticing. The story of Mrs. Elsie, 3 minutes to eat, 3 years to heal. Mrs. Elsie, 75, began living alone after her husband passed. She had always enjoyed cooking, but eventually she started leaning on quick meals because, as she put it, cooking, for one, is lonely. Each day, her meals looked something like this. Breakfast, cold cuts with white toast. Lunch, instant noodles with an egg. Dinner, a microwaved frozen dinner. At first, everything seemed fine, but within a year, she started noticing. Heavy, swollen legs after standing. Weakness after a simple grocery trip. And one small slip in the bathroom left her with a sprained ankle and a fear of walking alone. After a full nutrition check, her doctor found critically low protein levels, mild inflammation in her leg muscles, and high blood pressure linked to hidden salt in her diet. Only when she switched to real, nourishing food, brown rice, steamed veggies, grilled fish, and homemade soups, did her legs slowly begin to regain their strength. It took 3 years to restore that simple, powerful feeling of walking with confidence. Small lesson: don't trade your legs for a 5-minute meal. Every meal you eat isn't just feeding you, it's either helping you stand stronger or setting you up to fall faster. Instead of instant noodles, try quick oats with fruit and seeds, homemade veggie soup with eggs, fish, or tofu, or even just eating less, but eating real. Let every bite be an act of love for your body before it's too late. By now, you've seen it clearly. Everything you put into your body, vitamins, sweet treats, a glass of wine, a slice of cold cuts, leaves a footprint on your legs. But there's one last factor, something that feels natural, yet carries one of the most destructive effects of all. There are pains you can't see, no swelling, no redness, no bruises. But with every step, your legs feel slower, heavier, more tired. You might chalk it up to age, but in truth, it could be a smoldering fire inside your body, called chronic inflammation. Inflammation isn't always the enemy. In fact, when you get hurt, your body creates temporary inflammation to begin healing. It's part of nature's design. But when that process doesn't turn off, or keeps getting triggered by the wrong foods, chronic stress, and a sedentary lifestyle, it turns into something much more dangerous, a silent form of destruction. And your legs? They feel it first. Chronic inflammation can quietly weaken your legs in multiple ways. It attacks muscle tissue daily, breaking down strength over time. It swells the soft tissue around your joints, making your legs feel heavy and sore. It restricts blood flow and nutrients from reaching your muscles, slowing recovery. And eventually, it robs you of your balance, stability, and independence. What fuels this hidden fire? Sugar, fried foods, processed meats, and alcohol. Poor sleep, chronic stress, and lack of movement. Extra belly fat, which releases inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. The story of Joan, the invisible burden behind tired legs. Joan is 76. She's never had any major health conditions. Her blood sugar was fine, her blood pressure stable, and her bones were strong. Yet she constantly felt an ache in her legs. Grocery trips left her exhausted, and stairs, she wouldn't go near them without someone nearby. X-rays showed nothing obvious, but when her doctor ordered an inflammation blood test, CRP, the results were alarming. Joan was diagnosed with low-grade chronic inflammation, ongoing and damaging. The root cause? A diet high in pastries and cold cuts, stress from living alone, and a routine that involved almost no physical activity. But the moment Joan made changes, adding colorful veggies, berries, fatty fish, and herbal teas, taking daily gentle walks, and practicing deep breathing, her legs felt like they came back to life. A gentle reminder, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Chronic inflammation doesn't knock on your door. It slowly chips away at your strength, step by step. The good news? You can fight back with simple daily habits. Eat real food, less processed, more wholesome. Sleep well, 7 to 8 hours each night. Stay hydrated, because water helps put out the fire. Move gently every day. Your body stays strong when it's used regularly. Your body was built to heal. It just needs the right environment to do it. And your legs? They're not just for walking. They represent freedom, dignity, and self-reliance, especially in this stage of life, when many believe strength only fades. But you know better, because today, you've learned the truth. You've seen the hidden forces at play, and now, you can choose differently, to protect, rebuild, and honor the legs that have carried you through so much. If this video gave you something, a new insight, a small change worth making, or even just a moment of recognition, share it with someone you love. Someone you never want to hear say, "I wish I had known this sooner." And don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be back with more thoughtful, heartwarming, and empowering content to support you on this journey. Until next time, may your path be light, your steps be strong, and may health always walk beside you.